Hello, I wanted to share something with you that's of the utmost importance and compare and contrast these two things for you in the realm of self-protection and self-defense. What they are is, on one side, we have antisocial aggression. On the other side, we have asocial violence. And one is much worse than the other. So here on the antisocial aggression part, you have the ego-based antisocial behaviors. Very typical. Most people are familiar with this, where the guy gets angry, he starts to bow out, he's getting in your face. These sorts of things, right? Now, those can be resolved with social skills. You might say, hey, listen, man, I'm sorry I bumped into you. It's not worth it. Let's not fight. Can I get you a beer? Can we, whatever it is, you're going to try to resolve the conflict with social skills, even if it means kowtowing and backing down a little, because you don't want to typically escalate it into a fight when you don't need to. Now, the other side is the asocial violence, and it's much more dangerous because, namely, the social skills you can use on this dude, you cannot use on this person, this individual. This individual is coming at you, and whatever they want, whatever the desire is, it is outside the realm of social reason and social structures, right? So that means that if I am the perpetrator, the assailant, and I want your life, or to rape your body, or to grab your purse, no amount of your verbal de-escalation skills are going to work with me. No amount of your body language saying stop, wait, don't is going to work with me, because I'm just going to go in there if I'm an asocial, violent person and just shank the life out of you. No questions asked. Now, how do you recognize these? That's an important question, and I would encourage you to go search my channel here and look up the one on the pre-attack or pre-fight indicators, because both parties are going to show signs of those kind of things. They're going to both give pre-attack indicators, whether it's hiding stuff or not blinking or blinking too much or touching their face or rocking from, or doing stuff with their hands or hiding stuff in their pockets, that telling triangle there, or blading away to conceal that they've got a weapon or they've got something, right? Both parties will be prone to the pre-attack indicators, so check those out and memorize those, and tell your children and tell your loved ones about those too. But also teach them the important differences of antisocial aggression. What'd you say to me, dude? I'm gonna get in your face. Versus asocial violence, which doesn't care about the emotional side of it, which does not care about the rules of society in any way, shape, or form. And here's the bad news. Those kinds of people are growing based on substance abuse, based on mental health issues, based on the world kind of crushing them. They're growing, and and you can see more and more video evidence of what I'm saying is true. They are using violence in a very asocial, dangerous way. Another way to describe it, which I've heard, I got out of one of my books on self-defense by Rory Miller. He's a great author and teacher of self-protection, self-defense stuff too. He said, when describing asocial violence, he puts it very simple. He says, asocial violence is what we do to animals. So now you have to picture your deer elk hunting, and you immediately try to take the best shot you can on the anatomy. You go for the heart-lung puncture. You go for the headshot if you're shooting a ground squirrel, or something like some little critter. If you're plinking it, you take out the animal right away, hopefully so there's less pain, and so, number one, that it is brutally efficient on the anatomy. That's what you want to think about. How do we get to be brutally efficient on the anatomy? Now let's put it back in our lives. If this person that is asocial and violent, turning violence toward you and coming up quick, with the surprise that criminals love. Now is the time we have to go and use the tool of violence back. We have to protect ourselves and then go right in to harm the eyes, the throat, the groin, the shins and knees, the small joint manipulation. We have to destroy anatomy and looking for a catastrophic response as we have strong, massively strong intent to injure this person. That's why we train like an athlete and fight like a criminal. We don't fight, like picture now the farmer. The farmer, it's come time to slaughter the cows. What does he do? Does he go out and just slaughter them? Or does he say, come on cow, you piece of, I'm not gonna use the expletives here, but I'm gonna murder. Did he slap the cow in the face a few times? Did he push the cow and puff his chest out? No, this would be ridiculous. He goes and simply does the job, dead, right? Kills the cow, slaughters the cow. This is what the asocial person will possibly attempt on you, on your loved ones, on a neighbor, on someone. And this is why we train. And that's why we train to fight like a criminal, because we need that massive intent to injure them in order to protect lives and get away. We don't do it out of the antisocial aggression because we're the best. We're the best of the best, baby. No, that's not why. We do this because we want to have, as a martial artist, we want to have very familiar understanding of how the human body works and how far the joints move, and where it doesn't matter if you're the world's biggest He-Man on the earth and you're a power lifter, your eyeball is still vulnerable to a tip of a knife if I pop that in there, or a gouge if you gut me, or a bite if I bite you under the fleshy part here. It's still gonna create space. Does that make sense? So there's always a way to destroy anatomy and use the tool of violence in your advantage, or for that bad guy to do it onto you or others. So this is why I wanted to bring up this video. To me, knowing the difference of antisocial, ego-driven, social dominant-driven aggression is not nearly as dangerous as the psychopath who's just like, I want to stab you and stab you and stab you, or shoot you. I'm just shooting into a crowd. That person needs to be shut down as quick as possible, no matter what, right? So take these things to heart and like, follow, subscribe, whatever, do all the stupid things nowadays people do. And yeah, I appreciate it. Any questions? Let me know in the comments. Again, train like an athlete, fight like a criminal.